President Jacob Zuma is giving his annual State of the Nation address right now. He's trying to hold on to South Africa's investment-grade credit rating. Although Zuma downplayed the prospect of replacing his finance minister during his speech on Thursday, the country's currency did take a hit. Investors remain nervous, as Andre-Pierre du Plessis reports.
South Africa's annual opening of Parliament is a stately affair. But it's also become the main event for people wanting to display their displeasure with Jacob Zuma. 2 years ago, opposition parties were removed after they asked the president when he would repay $23 million he spent on improving his home. And journalists were barred from tweeting inside Parliament. Last year, student protests, which turned violent, disrupted the event. This time, Zuma is deploying more than 400 soldiers around the Parliament building and preventing journalists from moving freely during his address.
This is not only a violation of the separation of powers between the executive and the legislature by sending out army personnel who are not trained to provide security, they are trained to kill. This is a direct threat to the people of South Africa. And Jacob Zuma is using state resources for his self-protection.
The South African rand weakened before Zuma's address on expectations that he would reshuffle his cabinet, possibly replacing the finance minister with his ex-wife, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. Investors are hoping Zuma will confront more than just protesters, as South Africa's unemployment is at its highest in 13 years, at just over 27%. Zuma is introducing a national minimum wage to address that. South Africa's wealth inequality is the highest in the world, and Zuma is hoping that will narrow through ensuring that the country's 6.6 million workers who earn less than $1.50 an hour will now make at least that. And that might help Africa's most industrialized economy to hold on to its investment-grade rating.
And AP joins me here on set. AP, what has Jacob Zuma been saying so far?
So I know, a lot of people, when they think of South Africa or any African country, that this can be a banana republic. But, this is a very proud place that I'm from. Let's have a few seconds. He actually just had a few seconds to say something. Let's listen what he had to say.
Of the National Assembly and the Deputy
together with the Constitution.
Honorable President
of the NCOP.
Honorable President, please take your seat. Honorable Gadi.
Sit down, President.
No. Honorable Gadi, you are on a point of order.
Sitting in front of us here, it's a man who
are you
is
on a point of order?
An incorrigible man, rotten to the core. And that has been found by the Constitutional Court.
Wow, that's pretty harsh language there, right in front of the president's face.
Yes, I have to say, as a former parliamentary reporter, that used to be a very proud moment for most South Africans. It's one time a year that we all respect, this very British tradition of sitting in Parliament. But like in my report last year and the year before, yet again, the president in the last 45 minutes only had 5 words that he was able to get in.
Well, we'll have to monitor that and see what else comes out of it. I was listening to your report, AP. Amazing that his ex-wife is even being considered as a replacement for a highly respected finance minister.
Well, it says less about President Zuma than his ex-wife. She's done a great job at the African Union, leading it. She now stepped down, but the party, the African National Congress, would like to have her back in Parliament, in his cabinet, preferably. And we all know that the one cabinet minister that he has the most issue with is his finance minister. So now the speculation is that she will replace him.
You also mentioned the highest income disparity in the world. What are we talking about here?
So according to Stats South Africa, that's the official stats agency, the top 10 income earners in South Africa make 82 times the bottom 10%'s income. And like minimum wage, the impact that minimum wage has had in other parts of the world, they're hoping by introducing this, they can actually really address the problem of inequality, which Zuma has been very unsuccessful in addressing.
Okay, well, we're looking at live pictures right there from the South African Parliament. Andre-Pierre du Plessis, thanks so much.